Yerr, it's your boy Is.
It's your girl Jazz.
And welcome back to another episode of the Hot Talk Show. We got different. This episode we're bringing more like awareness, and we got two fire guests. So what's the topic today?
The topic is Black men in the Army.
Army military. So we got two special guests that was in the military. So I want you to introduce yourself until we start the show. Yeah, so Jim, do your thing, bro.
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Convo from the We Need to Talk podcast. You already know what time it is, man. Shout out to the Hot Talk Show. One time. For the one time. Shout out to all my veterans out there. You know what I'm saying? I got a fellow veteran in the building right now with me right here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what branch or nothing like that he was in because we just got up in this joint. I don't even know his name yet, but we're going to get acquainted. As you already know, it's your boy Convo, man. I'm going to pass it on to my battle right here on the screen right now.
My boy. Right now.
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate the invite. My name is Ray. Been in the Navy for 19 years. 3 more years to go, and I'll retire. I'm just hoping to answer y'all questions and have a good conversation.
Hey, yo, Jim, give it up for him, Jim, for the one time.
Give it up for him one time. For the one time. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the Navy too, man. I don't know what y'all say on y'all side, but we say whore on my side. You know what I'm saying?
We just say hoorah. That's all.
Hoorah. Okay. That's some Marine shit right there too.
Yeah, that's all.
Right. So we know what's going on in Gaza, like the war and all that. Everybody losing their families and all that, and Palestine.
Yeah. Palestine.
Yeah, Israel and Palestine. So before we start, I want to have a brief moment of silence for them for like at least a few seconds. If like we could do that, we cool with that?
Cool.
Sure.
Yeah, let's get a brief moment of silence for them. All right, let's start this joint. That's what's up. Pray for all the families in Palestine, and I hope everything get better with that. You know what I'm saying? So, topic today we got black men in the military. And I always wanted to really talk about this and get deep into this. So I'm gonna start with Jim, right? So like, what made you join the Army, bro?
Oh, 100%. It was my daughter and my wife. 100%. Shout out to all of the guys and girls that join the military because they're patrons and they're patriotic and everything, and they love their country. You know what I'm saying? I rock with the United States of America, you know what I'm saying? But it was 100% to take care of my family. It gave me a great opportunity to become something, to go from nothing to something. And to this day, I'm still reaping the benefits, even though I got out the military officially about 9 years ago almost. So, it changed my life. I did go in because I needed some discipline, and you know the stigma behind the military. You go into the military, it's going to get you straight. It's like a scared straight experience or whatever, which it was. Only difference was I got paid to get scared straight. You know what I'm saying? And once I got straight, I was straight my whole life. You understand what I'm saying? And for the most part, I enjoyed my experience. Yeah.
That's what's up. So Ray, so what about you? So what made you join like the military, bro? Like what pushed you to join the military?
I needed money for college, to be honest. I needed just to get out of Jersey. My sister, she joined the Army, and I seen that was a good thing for her. So I was like, hey, let me do the military too. So I went ahead, joined the Navy in 2004. My plan was just to do 4 years, get out, and go back to school. But things ended up a different way. I made rank fast. It was a good experience, so I kept it going. And now I'm here. Like I said, 19 years later, I'm still in. I got one more tour left, and then I'll retire. So it's been all good for me. So.
And you also got like promotion, right, with that joint, right?
Yeah, I just recently got promoted to Chief Petty Officer. So that's an easy.
Jim, come on, Jim. We gotta give it up
for the promotions. One time. For the one time.
Yeah, but it's been good. Like I said, I got a degree. I already got a degree out of it. I still got my GI Bill. I got all my benefits. Yeah, I really ain't really had no issues with it. But like I said, I joined just to get out of Jersey and to get some money for school, and I'm here. I'm still in.
Okay. So I want to go a little deeper in this, right? Because we know a lot of people feel like, black men don't have a really place in the army and stuff like that, military. So I want to ask Jim, what was your family and friends, like your peers' reaction when you decided to join that army? Like, what was the reaction of your family or friends and all?
As far as family, they was terrified. Except for my dad. My dad wasn't terrified because he walked me down to the station. At first, I was going to join the Navy. We went downtown Brooklyn. Oh wait, no, it wasn't downtown Brooklyn. This spot was somewhere in Manhattan. We took the train, went down there. I spoke to some Navy recruiters or whatever. They was, giving us the synopsis of what the Navy was and, saying the types of jobs they had and stuff like that. So I didn't grow too interested. I wound up speaking to an Army recruiter probably a week or so afterwards. But my dad was the one that he ain't talked me into it, but he kind of like introduced that option to me. You know what I'm saying? Because at the time I joined when I was 19 years old. And I had a daughter, I had a girl I was serious about, which is my wife now. And I didn't have no motion. I didn't have any motion, man. I didn't have anything going for me. I have a job. I had left high school early, got expelled, acting stupid. And my dad was like, yo, it's time for you to stand up. Like, you're going to have a child. You're going to have these kids out here. You're going to be a stand-up father. And it's looking like one of your only options right now is to hit this military up and start your life. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of weird when you think of it in hindsight because he never joined the military. So what you know about the military, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? But he had faith in the positive, the positive stuff about it. And I just jumped out the window, bro. I didn't think twice. I just, you know what I'm saying? I just said, you know what? All right, this is an opportunity. I'm gonna do it. But when I did sign this contracts, my sisters, man, they was upset with my dad for a few months. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, how you gonna send him to the war and he's gonna die and da 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 da. They were super worried. But it wasn't like that. The military isn't like the movies, guys. It's not it's nothing like the movies. Like I watch these military movies and I'll be laughing like, oh shit, this is really for the imagination. But the rest, like my wife, she was a little skeptical about it, but she understood the big picture. So she wasn't too opposed of it. Yeah. But for the most part though, the family, the friends were more nervous than proud. But after I graduated basic and AIT, that's when the congratulations and everybody was proud and stuff like that. Cause I was able to explain to them and put their minds at ease. Like, look, it's not what you think it is. It's something completely different.
Right. So Ray, so what about you, man? So what was your family peers' reaction when you joined the army or the military?
Man, I wasn't the first to join. It was my sister. Yeah. So she kind of got the negative, feedback in the beginning about it. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, after they graduated and they seen all the good stuff that she's doing, everybody kind of just was like on board with it. You know what I'm saying? Because my family's Haitian, so okay. They not really into that whole military thing. They just want you to go to school, get your degree, and go to work. But you know what I'm saying? But like, you gotta get money somehow. Like, and now no one's trying to get in these school debts. You know what I'm saying? So my sister did that route, and everybody seen how positive it was. So for me, it was like everybody was cool with it by the time it was my turn. Because me and my sister, we're about 9 years apart. So when it was my turn, I needed a way to go to school. That was my option. Everybody was on board with it. And then I got a couple more cousins that followed suit afterwards. So it was really my sister that started the whole trend with the family. And it's been nothing but positives from there on.
Okay, cool. Cool. So, are you enjoying the show so far? The show lit, right? Don't lie. If so, follow the YouTube page and the Facebook page. The Hot Talk Show YouTube page is the Hot Talk Show 92, and the Facebook page is the Hot Talk Show. so you can watch past and future episodes. Now let's get back to the fucking show.
You guys this question because I've always wondered how Black men are affected mentally, whether it's like positively or negatively when they join the military and when they come back home or when they're back with their family. So Ray, can you tell us how it affected you mentally, like whether it's a way or a negative way?
Mentally everything was good, you know, like the military, it's what you make of it, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much all I can say when it comes to that. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have your hurdles, you're gonna have some setbacks, but it's not really like a bad thing. I know there's so many minorities, Black people, other races that are so successful, especially in the Navy. Like we got so many different types of officers that are doing great. You know what I'm saying? We got people. I remember I went to boot camp with one dude from, I think from Puerto Rico. He didn't even speak a lick of English. And in boot camp, he ended up passing it. And I still keep in contact with this dude now. And he's an officer now. So he's striving. Back home, everybody was cool with it too. You know, like I said, I never had any real bad negative feedback from it for the most part. You know, just a lot of people just was like, I don't think I could do it because of this or that. And, you know, the military isn't like the movies. It's really not. Like people make it seem like it's really not like that. I mean, yeah, we go in there, we know what could happen. We all can get deployed. We all can get, that's something that we know that can happen. But for the most part, it ain't what everybody thinks it is, to be honest. And it's just like I said, me, it's just been more positives than negatives. Like I told y'all, I got a free education. I got a VA loan, house loan. I got all that stuff, the low interest because of this, you know what I'm saying? So there's so many positives that come with it. And I just try to let everybody know that and stop always, you know, looking at the movies and thinking you get yelled at 24 hours a day, you know what I'm saying? Because that's really not what it's like at all, you know what I'm saying?
That's legit.
Yeah, no, that's super legit. Super legit. I can't, you know what I'm saying, stress enough how much the military has done for me since we're on the topic of mentally, it has upgraded me to a point where I never thought I'd be at before the military. Now, just like my boy Ray said, it's what you make it. So a lot of people come to me like, yo, Jim, I want to join the Army, bro. Like, what you think? You think I should do it? And I never answer them. Like with a direct answer when they ask me that question, because no two people's experience in the military is going to be the same.
Yeah.
So it would be a disservice to you if I tell you to join or not to join based off of my experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Because overall, I had a great experience. Did I have some days I was like, what the fuck am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Yes, had plenty of those days when I'm in the front leaning rest, when I'm out there in the swamp, when I'm, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever I'm doing, bro. Long days, long nights in the heat, fucking having some guys at some moments screaming at you and the mass punishment. Yeah, I hated those times, man. But overall, my goal was to get on my feet and be put in a position to take care of my family. And that goal was met. Now, would I say that everybody's experience or, you know what I'm saying, outlook on the military is positive? Nah, there were some people that hated their lives inside there. I had plenty of battle buddies that left, found a way to get out of the military because they hated the lifestyle, but they didn't make it into something better. It's all a mental game. You understand what I'm saying? Like when you go to basic training, you know what I'm saying? You see all on the TVs, you got the drill sergeants yelling all in your face. That's really only in the red phase. Day 0 to like probably day 21. That's when they're screaming at you. Then it gets easier. Gradually gets easier. They get off your ass as much and stuff like that. But when I say it's mental, if you look at it like this, right? You from Jersey, right, bro?
Yeah, I'm from Jersey. Yeah.
You from Jersey. You probably grew up in the hood, right? I'm from the ghetto. I'm from Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at these puny ass people in cadre hats yelling at me like they could beat me. You understand what I'm saying? So I know in my head, yo, I will fuck this dude up, right? But it's a mental thing. They just doing a job. Their job is to convert me from a civilian into a soldier. That's it. That's all the yelling is about. That's why I say it's all a mental game. So with me having that in my head, I was able to dismiss all of the disrespect, the yelling, the name calling and all of that, because I'm like, you know what? This dude is training me. He's training me to have tough skin. Because if I was back on Lexington and somebody called me this name, I'm running their mouth. You understand what I'm saying? And for you to be a soldier, for you to have, you got to have poise. You got to have discipline. You can't just react off emotions. So that's what a lot of basic training is, to get you out of your emotions and let you know that there's a job to be done, there's a mission to be accomplished, and that's it. Shut up and do it. Drive on. And that's what it did for me. So mentally, it made me a lot stronger and a lot more resilient. If you look at my studio, most of this stuff is handmade because I learned how to be crafty in the military. If it wasn't for me joining, I wouldn't have known none of this shit. I wouldn't have thought that I can teach myself how to run a studio. I would have never had that confidence. So mentally, it was really good for me.
Yeah, it's just
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jazz. So today I'm gonna read a poem. A lot of you guys don't know I read a lot of poetry. I'm a writer. I like to express myself through words, and I wrote this poem called "The Past." I was feeling some type of way I needed to release a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to share it with you guys here on the Hot Talk Show Showcase. So here it goes. The past, still affecting me. How I want you to fix it so desperately. It brought out what I thought was the worst in me, but it's actually transforming me to a better me. To move with discernment and honesty, eliminating pettiness to live stress-free. Regrettably, the last time was the last time I put you ahead of me. Validating the feelings that went unseen, unheard, and neglected. How many times and signs do I need? How many days of reflecting? Too many lies detected. A cycle of blame shifting and rejection. Why are you stuck in the past, you say? Because all your sorries were half-assed, lacking correction and reassurance. The past helped me realize what being mature is. When it's time to detach and hold myself accountable for it, no change of action, no reassurance, nothing to hold on to what we had. It's the past. Thank you.
If I was still in Jersey, I wouldn't have been put in places where I have been to grow, you know. Just to be around different type of people, environments, it really opened up my mind. It made me think more than what I was doing when I was in Jersey. It made me like, damn, if he can do it, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're around different type of environments.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm gonna tell y'all this one story, right? I'm in AIT, right? So AIT is Advanced Individual Training. So that's been you basically like learn your MOS, learn your job, right? In the military. So it's like college per se, right? But for the military. So I'm there, right? And like I said, it's like college. It's a dorm. So I have like two battle buddies in there. It's a room with me and two other guys in there, right? One dude, my guy Sullivan, he's from Cali, right? Cool dude. Another dude, he's from Cali he's from Cali as well, but super Mexican. His name is Velasquez, right? So one day, we just sitting there chilling, you know what I'm saying? It's like the first or second day. Don't know these guys from a hole in the wall. And I was like, yo, y'all want to go down to I think it was like Church's Chicken and get something to eat right quick? And Velasquez answered, he said, hell yeah, fool, let's go do that, fool. I'm with that, fool. So I said, fool. I said, yo, who you talking to like that, bro? He said, what's up, fool? Like, you said you want to eat. You calling me a fool, though, bro? Like, watch your mouth, nigga. Like, you bugging out. So he like, no, that's no disrespect, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just how we talk where I'm from. And this, that, and third. He was like, fool is like bro from where you from. I'm like, word. And I had to step back and think of how stupid I just made myself look because I was so unfamiliar with different cultures and different ways of life and different people. And that's another thing that the military did. It allowed me to meet different personalities and skin colors and fragrances. People smell different, bro, in different cultures. Like, it's weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? You really get to experience all of that. Like, and I just had to step back and I was like, you know what? It's time to be grown, bro. All of that taking words and thinking somebody trying to, this dude was just saying bro to me, but just from a different way, a different language per se. You know what I'm saying? That was a turning point for me right there.
So you know the hot toast show, we do a hot toast show research, right? But before research, I know Jim know about this. You might not know, but I know me and Jim know about the hot toast show research.
Yes, sir.
So before we get to that, I want to ask you one more question before we get to that. How did the army affect you? How did it affect you then, and how is it affecting you now? Though? I'm gonna start with Ray on this one.
Man, it just made me more mature now. You know, a lot of things that I would react in a different way before I joined, I completely don't do it now. Like I literally process everything. Like my girlfriend now hates the way I think because it's like it's really no emotion. I have no emotion. I literally will be in a situation and I'll think 3 or 4 different perspectives before I come up with my own. You know what I'm saying? So like it really done. That's pretty much how I operate now when it comes to pretty much everything. I can look at one perspective, another perspective before I make up my own. But I can always see where everybody's coming from. I'm just now looking at it only from my perspective. And at the end of the day, I always make the best decisions, which usually it has helped me along my way in life. And I'm definitely gonna keep doing the same way after I retire.
Yeah. And what about you, man? How it affected you then and now? Is it still, what's some effect it got on you now, bro?
I would definitely say it transformed me into a leader. And, yeah, and I know how to lead from the front. So that's a military term, leading from the front, meaning don't tell somebody to do some shit that you won't do yourself.
Yeah. Yeah,
right. You know what I'm saying? I lead from the front. So if I was to like say if you was in my platoon, is you and my boy Ray and Jazz over there. What's good, Jazz? Get off for Jazz in the building one time. For the one time. So let's just imagine that you three were in my platoon or whatever, and we was going out to run, right? We was gonna do some PT. As a leader that leads from the front, I wouldn't be like, yo, sprint to that tree and you better not slow down. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't tell you that if I can't do that myself. Now, if I'm fat and out of shape, I'm not telling you to do some shit that I can't do. You know what I'm saying? If I want you to do that, I'm gonna get myself in shape and I'm gonna gain the capabilities of running that fast myself so I can show you that I'm here with you. You understand what I'm saying? There's different types of leaders, bro. There's leaders that don't have any type of sense of reality. They tell you to do some shit that they didn't know damn sure that's probably impossible to do. You know what I'm saying? That they won't do themselves. And there's leaders that will get in the trenches with you. I'm the trenches guy. I'm in there with you. We're gonna do this together. The slowest man is our fastest man. That's how I think. If us four was in the platoon and we running and my boy Ray is the last one to finish, we ain't finishing. We ain't stopping until my boy Ray cross that finish line. And that's what the military instilled in me. It instilled leadership in a way of relating. I lead with the relatable, in a relatable fashion. You know what I'm saying? It's weird to say, but it's always worked for me. When I did become a squad leader, my soldiers loved me. You understand what I'm saying? When I got my E5, they was like, yo, we love Free. We love being under Free. Because Free is there with us through the whole joint. And I'm not yelling at none of them unless I really, really, really have to. You understand what I'm saying? Other than that, y'all my brothers and I'm going to speak to y'all as humans. And that's how I am with my job now. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the people that's under me now, that thing has stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I lead from the front, never the back. And that's the biggest thing that the military has instilled in me, bro, because I don't see it no better way.
So, shout out to the leadership, man.
Yes, sir.
It definitely seems like it's way more positives when it comes to joining the military, because I was that person, like, you see it in the movies. All I saw was everything that was in the movies. So you see coming home and they got PTSD, they're stressed out, they don't get help after they join the military. So it's good to hear that you guys have really good experiences as
Yeah.
Black
You
military.
know, I've had a lot of, years of war and shit. I doing a lot of good.
Now, don't get it twisted. Now, PTSD and everything that you mentioned, that is real. People do
That's
suffer
real.
through that.
Mhm.
There are a lot of homeless veterans out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of veterans that, you know what I'm saying, have mental problems that's not getting help. But I do hold accountability to a lot of these veterans as well. A lot of these veterans aren't seeking help. See, there's a stage that you go into the military called A-capping when you get out. So this is a stage of your military career where they literally train you on how to become a civilian again. So when you go in, they train you on how to be a soldier or you know what I'm saying, or what have you. Then when you're getting out, they train you on how to become a civilian again, because now you're super independent. Now everything runs on your time. You're like free, right? So during those classes, they teach you about your benefits. They teach you about workshops you could go to. They teach you about everything you can gain. You understand what I'm saying? So it's on you to do your due diligence, to research, to pay attention, and to seek. Now, those guys and girls that unfortunately don't do those three things, they don't reap those benefits, bro. When I was living in New York, when I first came home from the military, I was making $4,000 a month just to go to school, bro. Just to go to school. The military paid me to get an education. Do you understand what I'm saying here, bro? Tax free. Here's a check, direct deposit to your account from using that post 9/11 GI Bill. And I used that for about 3 years. Whether I pass the classes or not, that money's coming to my account, coming to my account, coming to my account. And a lot of people know about the GI Bill, but not everybody uses it. There's, like he said, home loans. How do you think I built my house? My man right here used his as well. A lot of people don't know how to utilize their military benefits, man. And then they're homeless and they're sick. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad to see, but some accountability goes on their side, because there's no excuse as a veteran for you to be like really down and out unless something really tragic done happen to you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's definitely, like you said, you get trained on basically how to go back into the civilian world. There's many benefits. Like you said, he could just go to school and get paid for school. Like once I retire, I already got a degree, but I'm just gonna go back to school because I got it, you know, and just use that until I figure out. You know, it's just so many ways that you can benefit. Medical, just everything, you know. They give you so many options, so it's really hard. I feel I'm the same way when I come with you. Like when I see that, I'm like, something really bad had to happen for you to be in that situation, because there's so much benefits that you can do. Like you literally just said it. Like I can go to school and fail every class, but that check does not stop. You know what I'm saying? For those 4 years,
right?
That check is always gonna come through, regardless if I pass it or if I not. It's
Right.
we earn that. We earn that post 9/11, so we get to do what we want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? For times, so.
And then to have the veteran accolade, a lot of people want to hire you. They want to hire you because they believe, they feel, oh, he was in the military or she was in the military. They're disciplined. They're going to listen and they're going to be good for my organization. Let's hire this person.
Yeah. So especially certain states, like, because, you know, right now I'm here in Georgia, they give you so much military love out here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like
the South loves the military.
Yeah, they really do. So it's just, it's crazy how much support.
It's a lot of positivity, so I'm surprised at this though. But so what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to do the hot toast of research of the pros and the cons of joining, like the military. So I'm gonna start with the pros first, and I'm gonna let you know. I want y'all to let me know, like, do y'all agree with this or not? You know what I mean? So the pros of joining the military is good pay and plenty of benefits, like y'all were talking about. You see the world, meaning that probably, like, you get to adventure, explore different countries and stuff like that. People, number 3, you got family bonds for life. You find a meaningful career and an opportunity to serve. So I want to start with Ray, right? So what do they mean when they say family bonds for life, though?
Man, like, you just meet people that you probably would have never met. Like I know, literally, I can almost go to almost every state and know somebody that I can call up like, yo, I'm in the state. Let's go kick it. You know, like I know people that we worked together, that we did a deployment together, that we did it, that I still talk to this day, and we're tight. Like, cause you're basically you're there like for 8-10 hours a day, however your work schedule. Those are your people. Those are the people that you work with. You go close to the people that you work with. I mean, at least I did. Not everybody, but you know, the certain people that we're still cool. That's really that family bond that never breaks. Doesn't matter if it's been 2-3 years. I can call them up like, yo, I'm in VA this week. Let's go do something. And it's like we was back when we was in our 20s, just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's pretty much how I can explain it. And that's pretty much the best thing out of this whole experience was just the people that I met that I probably would have never had a chance to meet if I didn't.
What about you? So Jim, I'm gonna do something. So what about you, Jim? What do you think about family? So have you ever meet? Do you ever even come? You know, connect with people who you've been in the army with now, Jim? Like, you know.
And my best friend, Keith, my boy Keith, my best friend in the whole entire world. Like, I met him in the military, bro. And we speak all the time. He lives in Texas. We've never lived close to each other when we got out. And believe you me, every time we get on that phone and right before we hang up, I love you, bro. Yo, I love you too, bro. 100% of the times. I tell that man I love him more than I told some of my family. And same thing for him my way. Think of this analogy right here. You play basketball, right, Iz?
But you know, I can kill you, boy. Stop playing.
Let's go. Give it up for you one time for the one time.
You know that I should give it up.
Listen, but when you're playing basketball, you're having fun, right? Right or wrong, you're having fun playing basketball, right? All right, so boom. The last time you played basketball, do you remember anybody's name that you played with? Or did you at least make a connection with them?
Honestly, not. I even know.
Nah, right? Because, you know, you're having fun. It's easy to do that. Now, imagine if you were doing something very difficult, something life-changing, something that you've never endured before, right? Day in and day out, all day, every day, for months on end. You struggling, you getting through some shit with this dude that you've never met before, and y'all getting through it together. Y'all encouraging each other. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Giving words, you know what I'm saying? You just there for each other, right? That's the type of bonds that you make in the military because you suffer with people that you've never known before, and you get to know each other through pain and lift each other up into perseverance. So that's those bonds that you make when you're in the military. That's why they become family. That bond that I made with my boy Keith and other battle buddies I have, my boy Presley, Sergeant Echo, everybody that I love for the military, those are different bonds that I made with somebody that was on the basketball court with me. It wasn't all fun times with these guys. That's what made them family. You know what I'm saying? There was times where we cried. There was times where, you know what I'm saying, they told me things about their families that they would never tell anybody, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? We had to be each other's counselors at times. Sometimes we had to talk them off of the bottle. We had to talk them off of the edge because in the military, suicide is a thing. You understand what I'm saying? Mental health is a thing in the military. And this is what makes you family, bro. These conversations that you will never forget. These conversations that you wind up telling your kids about, you're gonna wind up telling your grandkids about. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes you family. And that's what makes my boy Keith my brother for life. You understand what I'm saying? And I thank God that I did go to the military because I was able to meet him and his family, and that they was able to meet my family. And now we're just one big ass family now. Like, it was a blessing for me, bro.
So I'm gonna elaborate one more to the military. So when they take the opportunity to serve, how did it make you feel to have the opportunity to serve? Let me start with Ray on this one.
Opportunities to serve what? The country?
Country, yeah. Mm-hmm. The country that, you know, niggas probably think that's against us, but how did it make you feel to have the opportunity? Because a lot of people don't get that opportunity.
I mean, everybody opportunity is just whether they're gonna take it or not.
Yeah, facts.
You know like it's not hard. You can just go up to a recruiting station and go talk to them.
Anybody can do it.
It ain't like it's the NBA or literally anybody could do it. It's not hard. You know what I'm saying? Unless you guys like some physical, and physically you can't do it. But that's the only thing that's really stopping you. Like I said, I didn't really come in there to serve the country. I came in there for benefits. I just knew if anything happened, I was cool with it. If I had to go, I had to go. But I came in there for a reason. I mean, it's been cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say it's cool. I'm proud of it, without a doubt. But I'm not really that gun ho about it because that wasn't my main goal, my main reason to come in. Does that make sense? Like I can't cap with you when it comes to that.
Yeah, these two veterans, yeah, these two veterans you got on the show today, we ain't patriotic, bro. We had our mind on something, and we like, God bless America, though. But you know what I'm saying? That's where that stops. You heard?
So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to the cons. You know, everything got pros and the cons in life. That's everything in life. You know what I'm saying?
For
So
sure.
we do the cons of joining the military. So con number one, physically, this from the Hot Talk Show research. For anybody out there think we know it all and all that, we know what the fuck we talking about. We do researches on the Hot Talk Show. You know what I'm saying? So here's our cons of joining the military. Number one, physically demanding service, difficulty on families, little control over where you're stationed, may see more active conflict, and prepare for plenty of discipline. So, Jim, I want to start with you on this. I got to start with you on this one because you married and all that, right? And you're this is about this since day one because that was fucking teenagers.
Right.
So, I want to ask you, was it difficult? Like, you know, like did it affect your romantic relationship, like your family, when you was in the military?
Yes, it did. And this is the negative part of my experience with the military. I'm gonna get completely transparent with you guys right now, and I'm gonna give y'all a side of me that I don't really give to the internet. So, you better know I love you, nigga. So, okay, when it came to my family, I changed after I got to my first duty station. I became a soldier inside of my house. And that was the wrong thing to do because I came home to two beautiful civilians. I didn't know how to navigate. I didn't know how to turn off Freeman. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to turn off the soldier after I left the motor pool or I left my formation or something like that. When I went back home, I didn't know how to leave that out there. So when I came home, and my daughter, being 3 years old, being 4 years old, she did some 3-year-old or 4-year-old shit. There was times where I caught myself caping her. I made my 3 or 4-year-old daughter do push-ups. I made her do sit-ups. I made her do flutter kicks. And that wasn't right. So the family part of it took for me to really sit down and see my daughter cry one day for me to snap out of it. And my wife used to tell me that I was bringing work home. I didn't know how to understand that, you know what I'm saying, coming from my wife's mouth, because it's like, woman, I'm going to work. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I got to do. And I didn't really have the compassion and I didn't have the space or the time to really understand where she was coming from, bro. Because, you know, when you're in the military, you got to be about that shit. And then it's like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? When you come home, it's like, you want shit. So you want home to feel like work sometimes, like by accident, because that's who you are most of the day. You know what I'm saying? And I had to snap out of that shit, bro. And by the time I snapped out of it, I decided that I didn't want to be in the military no more. Because juggling the two became too difficult for me. And then I wound up having another child, my second daughter, Jaylene. And I saw my family growing, and I was like, nah, I need to mentally be available for them a little bit more. And yeah, it was a struggle, bro, because I was a soldier at the house, and it took years It took years, bro, for me to like really get out of that shit mentally. I want to say it took about close to 10 years after I left the military for me to like really let that shit like go in the past so I could be just daddy and husband. Like, yeah. I had to learn myself. I had to relearn who I am as a man and not a soldier.
Did you have to go to counseling for that?
Yeah, the counseling thing.
I just now started counseling about 3 months ago. My wife always wanted me to go to counseling, but I just never believed in it. I always looked to my battle buddies to be my counselors, for people that was in the military with me. You know what I'm saying, and people that's close to me to be that source of refuge for me. But I never really trusted therapists and therapy from a professional. I always wanted my therapy to come from a loved one, someone that would cry with me and not cry with me after I give you a copay.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. So Ray, what about you, Ray? Like, did the military play a little difficulty, like, your family, love life, or anybody, like.
Well, man, it a little bit of everything, like family. I definitely missed a lot of special times with family gatherings. I couldn't attend, graduations, baptisms, just a lot of things. I missed out on a lot of things when it comes to family. My first duty station was California, so I went from Jersey all the way to California. So, man, I missed a lot. And I told y'all I'm Haitian, so I was away from that whole Haitian culture, so for forever. So I'm forgetting the language, just a lot of things that I did miss about that I did have to sacrifice. I'm not married. I don't have any kids. I made that decision around probably when I made E6 and when I decided I'm gonna go ahead and do this whole full ride. That I'm gonna do this by myself because it takes a toll on you. You're away from your family, your wife. If you have kids, you're away from them a lot, and a lot of things can happen. When you're away for that long. I done seen a lot of breakups, more drama than I need to see. When it comes with cheating, all that other stuff. So I just told myself I'm not gonna deal with that if this is gonna be what I'm gonna do. So I made that choice to just ride it out for myself, man. Like I said, I'm at year 19. I'm finally in a position where this is gonna be it. Where I got a lady now. She gonna go with me. She gonna go into my next command. We're gonna knock out these 3 years. I'm gonna retire and call it a day. Start a family and yeah, just do it like that. Some people did it different. Like I chose just to do it this route, man, because I didn't want to deal with the divorce side. I know people that got divorced like 3 or 4 times. I know people that see their kids out of a whole year, maybe a whole month, because they can only see their kids for 1 month, because they're in different states. I just never wanted to be that person along with working because I knew I couldn't have done it. Because that's just I could just I don't know how people do it. I just looking at them, that's just a lot for them. So I just made that choice where I was like, you know what, I'm a hold off on this. I'm just gonna focus on getting this retirement, and then when the time comes, I'll refocus on that, on my family, on starting a family. So that's what I'm doing now. And like I said, it's a lot of sacrifices. Like being away from your family, man, it's a lot. It's a lot. I know people go to depression because of that, like deployments, 6-9 month deployments, you don't see your peoples. It takes a lot of you, it's like we talked about the good stuff, but there's a lot of, stuff that you have to give up to for that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that's just life. That's just you take the good, and there's some bad, but you just outweigh the positives and negatives. So that's just my experience with that.
Hey, thanks for your service too, man.
I appreciate it, and thank you for your service always, man.
One more point that I want to go over, right? So we're just saying little control over where you're stationed. I think I'm gonna probably gotta maybe it's more let's play more Jim because he got a family and all that. And maybe you too, I'm not gonna say, you know what I'm saying? So Jim, so when they say little control over where you're stationed, right? So did that have any effect on like on your kids though? You know they in school, they meet friends and stuff like that. Did it have any effect on the family when it comes to like, controlling where you station and you too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely because my kids haven't been in the same school for over 3 years at a time. And that forces them to keep having to make new friends and learn new areas and like new restaurants, and they can't really claim, yo, I'm from here, I'm from there, you know what I'm saying? And me, like, I knew you since I was 14 years old, you know what I'm saying? So 13, 14 years old, so I know what it's like to have a sandbox friend, you know what I'm saying? So it's like my kids never had that. And I do feel bad about that. You know what I'm saying? Because they never had no sandboxes. So everywhere we go, every couple years, they find themselves back in that transition phase and having to meet new friends. And they're at the age of now where they want best friends. They want people that they can talk to and trust, but they can't because they just met this girl last year, you know what I'm saying? Or 2-3 months ago. And you know what I'm saying? They can't really have that connection. And I feel like one of them is like in a desperate place to where she wants that connection with somebody, but she hasn't been staying in one spot long enough to gain that connection. And yeah, I feel terrible about that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's definitely a con about it. Mhm.
So Ray, you could elaborate on that a little more, but I could do one more for you.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
My experiences when it comes with transferring, most of I've been, when they see me on paper, they just see single with no wife, no kids. So I'm usually the low man on the totem pole because like I'm the most, I can go anywhere. That's how they looking at me. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Right.
can send me anywhere. I'm like the low priority guy. But for the most part, I've been pretty I've been in some good situations. I haven't been anything bad except for now. Since I got this promotion, they're sending me, this is not my choice. It's just, I'm the needs. First time this ever happened to me since my first time going in boot camp when they sent me to California. I didn't even want to go to California to begin. I tried to stay on the East Coast, but you know what? They sent me to Cali, but you know what? That's probably was one of the best places ever. So I wasn't even mad about that, actually. But I'm going to Michigan. So that's where I'm gonna finish off my time. And this time, like I said, I'm going with my girl, and I'm going with her son. Her son's like 8 years old. So this is the first time I'm looking at houses and I'm thinking like about the school system. I'm like, what? Like this like this is like, it's so weird to me because I've never had to think about what school zones or none of that, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm thinking about that, and I've always seen like my friends who are married. That's like, they're so stressful about transferring because that's all the stuff they have to think about, how their kids, and this is like I'm understanding why they were so stressed out. But yeah, that's a little bit about with me. I've never really had a bad duty station. I'm just tired of transferring. It's time to settle down somewhere and know I don't have to leave unless I really want to leave.
Hey, you ever been to Fort Polk,
Fort Polk and where?
Louisiana?
No, I never
No,
been.
yeah,
I've been
I
I've
did
been to
most of my
Cali.
tenure out there.
Okay, I've been to Cali,
They go
Florida,
there.
Arizona, and Texas, and Georgia. I'm in Georgia now. Those are the states I've been stationed at.
Got you. Yeah, you don't want to go to Polk, bro. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Guys, so first of all, we appreciate the both of you being so transparent and sharing your experiences with us. What would you say to people that feel like black men don't have a place in the military?
Black people in general.
Yeah.
Like what was like is that a myth or like is that really true though?
I think it's a myth. Like I said before, I've I've seen black people go from E1 all the way to 06. That's the captain running, being in charge of an entire command. It's all what you make it at the end of the day. Your skin tone is not gonna stop you. It's really not. And if you feel like it does, there's things that you can go and express your concerns and they will help you out. It's not like it was back. I don't know how it was back then. That's probably a different. They could probably speak on that more than I can. But from the time I've joined in, I've never seen black people. Black people are winning to me in the military. Like I said, if you want it, you're gonna get it. That's pretty much how I look at. Like I've seen so many officers. I've seen everything, and it's always been success. They're all successful. Everybody I know, they're all successful, and that's even if they stay in, retire, or if they do their 4 years or 8 years, get out, go to school, get a degree, whatever. They basically have been winning.
Right. So with that, yeah, he basically hit the nail on the head, man. The people that's winning in the military is the people that wants to win. There's people in the military, just like there's people out here in civilian world that they'll get into a position and they want to stay there. They don't want to move up. Okay. Those are the guys that will be led their whole career. And there's people that's in a career that wants to move up and they want to lead. And those will be the ones that gets their number called when it's time to lead. Mm-hmm. There's leaders and followers in this world, man, not just the military. It's the world. You understand what I'm saying? So I was one of those leaders in the Army. I'm not sure how it is with the Navy, but you're supposed to serve at least 8 months per rank before the rank of E6, right? I did exceptionally well in the military. I made E5 in a year and 4 months.
That's great. That's working amazing.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I was 20 years old as a squad leader, and I had people under me that was 32, 28. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on how much you want it. You know, so there's no such, and I don't even believe in that as a civilian to where, oh yeah, because I'm black, it's holding me back. I don't really use that as an excuse for failing. I think that I can do better. If I failed at something, I want to learn what I didn't do right, or if there's something that I could, and if it's something that's out of my control, then fuck it. I'm going to move on to the next thing. I'm going to drive on. I'm not going to stay stuck and stagnant in one spot and blame the color of my skin for why I didn't accomplish something. Yeah. Because if that's the case, all of us got an excuse.
Yeah.
I want to ask, like, what do you think about when they say black people don't have a place in the army? Like,
well, just I'm not in the military, but like just growing up, you've always heard people say like, this country isn't even for us, you know, because we've gone through slavery and things like that. So a lot of people that I grew up around, they definitely felt like there wasn't a place for black men in the army. I mean, it could be from ignorance too, because if you don't experience it, you can't really judge it. And from what you guys are saying, it's the complete opposite of, you know, what a lot of people have been taught about black men or women in the army or the military.
So, quick question, like the age, what was the age? Like, do you know who was saying it? Because that's a big thing too, because I'm not, like I said, like.
Generation from generation, remember Boys in the Hood?
Yeah, because, you know, it was stuff that, you know, that the government did prevent black people from getting benefits. Like we weren't getting the VA loans, we weren't getting the GI Bill. So it depends on their ages. Like I said, that's why I can't really speak on them. I'm talking about from my experience, you know.
Yeah, you might have been talking like those probably came from stories of people like in Vietnam and shit like that. Like they really had the short end of the stick.
Yeah,
we're more modern military. I'm 2000. I joined in 2008. What year you joined, bro?
I joined 04.
Oh, so we're like the same generation.
Yeah.
And like I said, is there racism in the military? Yes, there's racism everywhere. You can't dodge. There's definitely racism there. I've experienced it.
Yeah.
I had a platoon sergeant that was blatantly racist. But like I said, did I allow that to stop Freeman? You know what I'm saying? Free drove on. Free did his thing. Free didn't have to pay attention to Staff Sergeant Miller. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then there's ways to get away from shit like that. You don't have to go to your sergeant major or your first sergeant and be like, yo, look, I think so-and-so's racist. Can we do something about it? Nah, you could just request a transfer to another fucking company if anything. You could just dodge your way around it, bro. Or you could just shut up and drive on. I bet. This is what it is. I know who you are. I know how you move it. I'm going to stay clear of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to do me still. It's a mindset thing, bro.
Yeah, and you know, like there's all types of programs now. In the Navy, we got an equal opportunity program. I'm the coordinator when it comes to that. Basically, if you got any issues or if you feel like you're being targeted for your race or gender, sexuality, whatever, you can always come and write a complaint, and then we'll get that situation fixed. You know, it's just a lot of things now. That can't, like, you basically, no one can stop you from getting what you want at the end of the day.
Right.
You know? Right. And it's too many programs in place nowadays to help you succeed. And
so, like, I experienced no type of racism in the Army. Right. You never experienced no type of
I mean, you have, like I said, because you know, I remember I came into boot camp and I met this one guy. His name was Clark, some big 6-foot white dude. He's from Kansas. This dude, this is 2004. This was the first time he was ever around black people. This is 2004. Like, he's only seen black people because he's in a little small town in Kansas. He's only seen black people on TV.
Damn.
So he's coming in, and now he's around a whole bunch of black people. I remember he's like, I've only seen black people on TV. I was like, yeah. He's like, that show. I was like, what show you talking about? He's like, Bet. I was like, what are you talking about, Bet? He's like, yeah, Bet. I was like, you mean BET? I was like, yeah. He's like, that's black entertainment television. That's not. He's like, oh, that's what it was. I'm like, but he was the coolest guy in the world, though. But of course, I've experienced it, but you know, you just ain't nothing you can do about it. You know, it is what it is. It's the world that we live in. I mean, just because you're in the military, everywhere you're gonna have racism. You know?
I want to pinpoint something before I move on a little bit, because we was having a discussion too. Because like back then, you know, there was a lot of racism in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like black people don't have a place in the army. But I was like, what if the army set up something where it could kind of like control racism? It can help you, like, say, you know what, like, you know, be less judgmental. Like, prime example, like, if black people and white people fight together, they got one goal. So it can, like, say, like, it's in my knowledge, like, it can kind of help reduce racism. Be like, okay, like, you know, white people not that bad, black people not that bad. Like, you get to learn different cultures. You get to learn a white person. You get to learn a black person. So can we say, like, the army, like, play a place in where it helped reduce a little racism? Because America, it was white against blacks fighting against each other, but the army put some of us in a place where we can actually fight together and put that racism shit aside, though.
Yeah, it definitely does. And it's just more everybody. Like, you got Spanish, you got Filipinos, you got all types of races, all with one goal at the end of the day. You know, and that's to serve and to protect, or, you know, just to get the job done. So it definitely, I definitely see where you're coming from. It definitely breaks a lot of those barriers that some people had up, you know, because this was going to be their first time around a certain culture, you know, because like I said, that was the first time Clark was around black dudes. I still talk to him to this day. He's cool as hell, you know. So
I don't think Clark was racist though.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
He just probably wasn't culturally experienced. You know what I'm saying? I would say racism is it's a mental illness. It's a mindset. So just because I don't know, I'm not familiar with Spanish culture. And when I meet a Spanish person, I don't know how to maneuver or even talk or the mannerisms that they use. That doesn't make me racist. I'm just illiterate to their culture, you know? But
Yeah,
when I say I hate Spanish people,
that's different.
I hate your race of people,
Yeah.
I am racist now. That's a mindset thing. And I don't think there's no program available or that can be created or thought of to cure a mental illness like that. I think that it's family oriented and it's taught at the household, and
That's true.
some people expose it and some people don't. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I would love to say like, yeah, yo, let's start this program to end racism, but we can't end it. It's gonna start at the household. They got to stop raising their kids around racist activity and verbiage and stuff like that, and that's where it's gonna really start at. It's gonna start in the house, man. But hopefully, we can get to a place where it is just deleted from life, and we could just really drive on as a human race.
That's some good points. Real good points there.
So the seventh question that I want to ask you guys, what does it say? America is against us, but want us to fight with them. That's what you wrote is?
Mhm.
So how do you guys feel about that statement? How we go through so much in America as Black people, but they're willing to have us join the military, but we're still kind of oppressed in a way.
Mm. Uh,
Everybody ready? Jim, whatever.
I mean, that question is that's a real difficult question to answer because I know that we've been oppressed for so long and we didn't have opportunities to do this, that, and the third. But us right now, man, like we have the world to our disposal, man. Like we just have to go out and get things now. I think that we do focus so much on what we might be like blocked from doing or opportunities that we might be blocked from getting. But let me put it to you like this, right? If I go into a job interview as Jimmy, right? Black dude from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, and Zach goes into the same job interview being a white man from Manhattan, the suburbs of Manhattan, right? I don't think that Zach would get the job solely based off of his skin color. We tend to, as Black people, we tend to think that we're owed something because of what our ancestors has been through. Rightfully so. It was some bullshit. It was messed up. But I think that we need to put more effort into becoming better people, more educated people, more skillful people, more qualified people. Instead of saying, you owe me a break, you owe me a chance, and approach things with mediocre skill sets and mediocre qualifications. I'm not one of those guys that believes that I didn't succeed or I didn't win at something because I'm a Black man. I'm not one of those people. And that's just me. So as far as that, I don't believe that we're oppressed because I can do anything that a white person can do if I don't know. It just goes deep. There's people that's born into generational wealth. Of course, they can access certain things because they have the money and all of that other type of stuff. But shit, if Zach can get a job at McDonald's, so can Jimmy. If Zach can become president of the United States of America, so can Jimmy. I can do the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? But I might have to work harder. Yeah, I might have to work harder.
They give them the opportunity.
Say that again, bro.
No, I said that now because back then they didn't really give Black people much opportunity back then.
Right. Back then.
Right. So like, how you felt about back then? Like let's say in the 50s, 40s.
Back then it was fucked
About
up.
the racism but America was forcing black people to fight for them, though. So
Yeah.
you think fight for America to do that? 'Cause I remember Muhammad Ali
Yeah.
when he went to jail for that shit. He was like,
Yeah.
you my opposer, you my enemy. You want me to fight for you, but you against my own people.
Nah, that's a fact. Back then, yeah, it was horrible times.
I can say now it's giving black people opportunity. Maybe that kind of demeanor changed now, but back then it was like, yo, bro, like, y'all had people in bondage. Y'all fucking us up. Y'all against us, but y'all want us to fight with you, but y'all not even fighting for us, though.
Right? Yeah. Back then, that was a fair. You could take it, right?
I mean, like, I can't speak on that because I've never lived through that. So that's just kind of where I can't really give you an answer because I haven't gone through that in my life to really feel or understand what they went through. You know, I'm unfortunate. Like I said, I can go to a job and feel like I deserve it and get it. And if I don't get it, I don't think it's because I'm of my skin color. Maybe it's because I didn't have a certain certification or I didn't have this job on my resume. That's the last thing I ever think about now. So, and that's pretty much how I view it. I can't go back and think of how they felt because I don't know how they felt.
I think that's the military in you, bro. Because I ain't gonna lie, being in the military, I bust a lot of white boys' asses. Bust a lot of their ass, and guess what? I got my ass bust by a lot of white guys too.
Yeah,
it's just the better man wins.
Yeah,
fucking Asians running through shit. Boy, you ever seen an Asian run? Them guys PT. They
can fucking PT.
You understand me?
Yeah,
It's but the better man wins.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
I want to ask y'all. So, what if y'all did live during that time? Would y'all would have joined the military then, though?
No, sir. No, sir.
Not during that time. It didn't benefit at that time. It really didn't. It didn't benefit black people because they go to war, they come back, they don't even get what they work for. They don't get their GI Bill, they don't get their VA loan, they don't get anything. So why? There was no point of doing it.
Back then, since America was so like just pro-white back then, not saying it's not now, guys. Don't kill me. You had more of the people that did join back then. They were more patriotic than the people that's joining in now. It's just so many things you can benefit off of joining the military. And you join the military, like he said earlier in the podcast, he said we all join knowing that there's a possibility that we can deploy at any moment. You literally sign when you sign up for the military, you sign your life away. I say your life away. You sign that contract 2 times. You sign one at the station right before you ship off, and you sign that bitch again when you get. Well, that's how we did it. When you get to the to not the barracks, but like the step right before you get to the barracks, you basically sign that contract 2 times.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? To make sure that this is the decision you want to make. Look, if you signing this is what can happen. You can't say anything. And if you say no and you run away, we're going to lock your ass up.
Yep.
Yeah. So sign this stating that you understand this.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? If you never deploy, then you get free housing too. You know what I'm saying? Your kids are good. Your wife is good. You get all of this shit. Bro, when I was in the military, when I was active duty, bro, only bill I paid was my car note, my car insurance, and food. That's it. Those are the only bills I had. Oh, and my phone. That's it. And I lived in a brand new house. We were the first people to live in there, bro. Light came with it, gas came with it, AC came with it, water came with it, everything, bro. You can live a decent life, but with this decent life that we're providing you, you might have to go your ass to Afghanistan for about 12 months. Does that mean you will go? No, Know plenty of people that's never seen a plane after they got out of basic training.
Plenty of people.
Yeah.
More than y'all think.
Way more than you think, bro.
But
But to go to your question, I would not have joined back in the days. No.
No. It wasn't beneficial at all. Like, that really kind of set Black people back. You just don't know that VA loan, just the power of it. That's like, if your credit is on point, that's a 3% interest loan. Like, you know what I'm saying? 3%. And if you don't even want to do a house, you could start a business. You know how many businesses they probably could have started and built that generational wealth?
Yeah.
Denied to them back in that time. So no, it wasn't beneficial at all.
True that.
That's how a lot of the white people got their wealth, from the military. They got out, they used that loan to get property, to start businesses. That's how a lot of the vets got, and they denied that to the Black service members. So
that is a fact.
Listen, man, we learned a lot. So the Hot Talk Show, we added a segment called the Hot Talk Show Tough Questions. We're gonna amp this joint up a little. We're gonna have a little fun. So tough questions. There's questions that you might be uncomfortable answering. So if you can't answer it, you be like, "Yo, I'll plead the fifth." But I think I can answer this. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's tough, but I think I can answer the joint. So yeah, Jazz, ask the Hot Talk Show tough questions.
So number one is, did the Army teach you any sexual discipline?
Well, let's get it.
You said sexual discipline? You said sexual discipline?
Sexual discipline.
like, what y'all mean? Like,
hold on. First of all,
case booty.
Who wants to start? Ray, you want to start? Or you want to start? What you want?
Like, what you mean sexual discipline? Like,
sometimes when like, I don't know, but sometimes when you, so the Army, like, it wasn't no females around like that, right?
Nah, and I was in boot camp. I was in the all male division, so I ain't getting none for like 3 months. I was in boot camp for about 3 months.
3 fucking months.
But it wasn't like it was my choice. I just couldn't do it.
So mine was about 9 months, because I went from basic straight to AIT, and it definitely taught me sexual discipline.
Yeah, that's a good question, bro.
because you have no choice, bro. Like, when you're put in a position, that's like you going to dinner at your mom's house and she cooked pork chops and mashed potatoes, and you tell her, I want spaghetti, and she say, no, this is what's on the table. You have to do this. Like, we had to live through that, bro. Yeah. Was it difficult? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I was a super 1 minute man my first splash off. Yeah. 1 minute. 1 minute. Strong 1 minute. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was difficult. It was difficult.
But honestly, I don't know. That was probably one of the last things on my mind, because I was so damn tired. At the time, you running all day, you waking up at like 6 in the morning, you can't go to sleep. You up all day until about 9 or 10, and that's when you go to sleep. So last thing I was really thinking about was getting any ass or nothing like that. I was just trying to get some sleep.
If the military gonna do one thing, it's gonna keep you busy, bro. So, yeah. And I think they do that, bro. Now that I think about it, they probably do that. That's probably one of the reasons why.
Yeah.
In the military, which is weird, even though we have so many like military families, I say military families because they'll meet their spouse in the military.
Yeah.
Fraternizing in the military is forbidden. You're not supposed to date and have sex with service members.
Hey, it's so funny in boot camp, because there was girls. Some I was in the all male division, but then you had some dudes that was half and half with the females.
Right.
And the only time we were allowed out was Sundays. Like they'll let us go to church for a couple hours. So that's the only time you got to meet any women. So I just used to go to church, try to meet some women, be like, yo, what week are you in? Because they'd be like, oh, I'm in week 1. I was like, nah, I'm in week 5. I'm not gonna see you by the time I graduate.
Right.
So you get the letters. You get they give you your letters, the families that write you.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna fuss. Some dudes, they got caught because they were writing letters to other girls in the company.
In the bags and other companies.
Yeah.
Mm.
So my my RDC, we call it the drill instructors. They make them read the letters in front of everybody, right? And they used to be some wild stuff. And then at the cafeteria, like, who was that girl that was writing your letters? And then they'll point them out, and then they be working their asses out all day.
Damn.
So
Damn.
I mean, you gonna find it. If they
sexual
want it bad
discipline.
enough, they gonna find it. But honestly, I was just not in that mindset. I was just trying to get out, do my time, and dip. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It is what it is.
That was a very unique question. I've never been asked that before.
Yeah.
So we got a second question from the Hot Talk Show. So, question, I don't know, this one might be a little easy for y'all. It seemed like it was a little more positivity. So, do you regret joining the military?
Nah, I don't.
Thank God I did, bro. Thank God I did. I love my experience. I love what it's done to me mentally, confidence wise. I love the benefits that I've reaped from it. And I love the experiences. Yo, have you ever thrown a real grenade?
Hell no.
Right. This guy has.
Yeah.
This guy has, you know what I'm saying? Like experiences like that, bro. Like it's priceless, man.
Yeah. Like the experiences is top notch. You know, going to different countries, seeing different things, experiencing different things, just meeting people. I don't regret anything about it. It's put me in the place that I need to be. I'm in a great place right now because.
That's dope. So we about to end this soon. Yo, it's been a fire episode, man. I thank y'all for supporting me, coming through. I just want to bring a little more awareness, to the Hot Talk Show, talking about different things. And so I definitely cause I always want to know how it was in the military, man. I might join myself in against war and all that.
Nah, man, I always tell people, man, I tell all the young dudes coming out of high school, if you don't know what you want to do, man, just sign up for 4 years. Home is gonna be there. Home ain't never going nowhere. Home is gonna be there. So go knock out them 4 years. At least you got your GI Bill, you got your school paid for, and always make sure to document every issue that you have.
Yes, because you get that disability.
Yes, get that disability. That'll set you up. That'll set you up for life.
The rest of your life.
The rest of your life. So it's only 4 years. 4 years go by fast. Trust me, it goes by faster than you think.
Think about it. COVID hit about 4 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It flew by crazy. That's a fact. We got one more question we can ask you guys, and we're gonna end this joint, man.
All right.
All right. So she acting like she Ray Charles. She can't read the question. So I'm gonna read the question for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
All right. So what advice would you give black people who want to join the army but they're afraid of the reaction of their peers? So I'm gonna start with Jim. What advice would you give?
Your peers don't matter. Number one, your peers do not matter. Your peers do not matter. If you have a family, if you have responsibilities you have to take care of, your peers do not matter. Your peers will be okay. Do what you got to do. If you feel like the military is something you got to do in order to make your situation better, go ahead and do it. Your peers will be okay. Your peers will be all right. Your family, all of them, they'll be fine. Joining the military is a big girl, big boy move. You got to put your big boy pants on. You got to put your big girl pants on. And with those pants comes, listen, I really don't care. I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I'm doing what I got to do for me and mines. I'm going to holler at y'all when I finish.
Man, it's just that simple. I mean, their opinions about it mean nothing. At the end of the day, you're going into the military to better yourself. And whoever has an issue with that, you shouldn't be rocking with them.
You know what? If you got an issue with me joining the military, You pay my bills for me then.
Right.
Then I will allow your issues to be valid. If you take care of me and mine's, fine, bro. I hate the idea as well. But if you're not willing to do that, hush, support me, because this is obviously I done weighed out all my other options. This is probably my last resort, or this is something that I've always dreamed of doing. Either way, as my peer, I need you to support me right now.
It's that simple.
So because like we talked about and I want to say one more thing. I want to get deep in this, right? So you got some people who come from the military, right? And they just be mentally like just fucked up, bro. I'm seeing on the movies, in reality too, they don't come home being the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you so what advice would you give them so people can bounce back from, the bad experience with them joining the military?
Mm-hmm.
What would you give them? Like, I'm gonna start with Jim on that one, and then I'm gonna go with Ray, then we gonna end this joint.
Just seek professional help, man. And cherish and keep your family close. Keep your loved ones close. They're gonna matter the most. And try your best not to run them away, because when people come home with that PTSD and all that other type of stuff, they're very self-sabotaging to people that love them and things that's going on right for them. Just try to get professional help and surround yourself with loved ones. That's it. That's really all you can do, because that's a very unfortunate situation, because you can't help it. You know what I'm saying? It's not a decision they made to be that way.
Yeah. PTSD is real, man. And you can get it. You don't have to go to war to get it. It could come in multiple. It could come in anywhere. I have an assignment where I have to go. I've had to go to a family's house and let them know that their daughter or husband has died in deployment. So that thing, going there, seeing the family crying, going crazy, and you have to deliver that news, and you have to get that family, you have to support them doing the funerals and all that. That right there, it sticks to my head every day. I'm in counseling at least once a week because of that. Just get help and just find ways to deal with it, cope with it the best way that you can. But keep your loved ones close. That's pretty much it. It's real. It definitely is real. But there's definitely programs that are set up for you to overcome it. And if you can't overcome it, you can at least deal with it to where it won't consume you into depression or any other destructive things that you would want to do to yourself. So that's pretty much all I can say when it comes to that. Just get counseling, and don't be too prideful to do that.
So see, like, one thing I learned is, so it seemed like the myth or what people would say about the army got killed tonight because I learned something new.
It's been debunked.
So it's been debunked. So to me, it's like, so the army don't leave you hanging. It's up to the individual.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Always come, they lose everything. The army don't take care of them and all that. They leave them hanging. So I want to ask y'all this. If we're gonna end this joint, y'all, thank y'all once again for coming on to the Hot Talk Show, winning show. So do the army leave you hanging, or is that a myth?
It's a myth, man.
It's a myth. It's a myth.
It's set up too good. Like, it's ridiculous now. Like, you can, if you're getting out, you got a year left, you can literally sign up. It's 3 to 6 months. If you get it approved, if you find another civilian job, you can literally start working at that civilian job while you're still in. And they're paying you to set you up for when you get out.
Yep.
That's really a program now. And it goes up to 6 months. I know people that the last 6 months of their time in the military are working somewhere else while still getting paid by the military. And they're basically, it's like a what is it? I can't even come on. You know, them college students that intern. It's like an internship that they're doing for civilian job, but they're still getting paid all their benefits. They're just interning. They're just doing that job, getting themselves set up for civilian life.
Yep.
There's no way to not succeed afterwards.
Right.
It's seriously. I don't know how. Like you have to something crazy had to happen to you for you to be in that situation. I don't know. I'm not judging everybody, but to me, it's just too many ways to set you up.
And guys, I'm gonna just put this one last stat out there for as well for a lot of the homeless veterans and stuff like that that's out here right now. Those guys aren't really in me and Ray's generation of servicemen.
Yeah.
So these are the guys that was in there in the 80s and stuff like that. Got to think about it. When they came out to crack pipes. They came out to all types of drugs, to AIDS, to a world that was pretty fucked up. So that lifestyle that they were living, they probably was spoiled, spending their money on the wrong things and made wrong life decisions that put them in positions to be in the position they are in today. Every homeless person has a crazy ass story to tell. You know what I'm saying? And then with those crazy stories, a lot of those crazy stories are filled with bad decisions.
Yeah.
So to a certain point, we have to just hold people accountable for making bad decisions. That's it, man. There's really nothing else to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been a fire episode, man. Once again, I appreciate y'all for coming on.
Thanks for having us, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So I hope y'all enjoy yourself. You know, our audience, I hope y'all enjoy yourself. I enjoyed myself. You enjoyed yourself?
Thank you.
Really deep. I really
Being
want to
so
laugh about
transparent.
I ain't hold you, man. All these benefits and stuff like that. I don't know. You had the hot talk show, tough question with sexual discipline. I know I need that sometime. That sexual. Yeah, but it's been a fire episode. Yo, Jim, you know, I want you to close out your joint, promote your joint real quick before we head out.
Oh, yeah. You know, you guys already see it right down at the bottom. WNTT stands for We Need to Talk Podcast, man, run by me and my lovely wife, Jaleesa, which is upstairs. She's resting right now, waiting for me to go upstairs and rub on her booty. I will be up. As always, it's your boy Convo. Y'all can find us on Instagram at we need .2 talk, YouTube at We Need to Talk Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Scroll down a couple of minutes because we down there on the algorithm a little bit. Click that link, you know what I'm saying? Send us a subscribe, put that notification bell on. Holler at us. We are advocates for family and togetherness. We've been together for 18 years, married with children. I'm Al Bundy in the flesh, and I believe in family. Yes, sir. And it's your boy Convo. Thanks you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
You know me, the Hot Talk Show, man. Yo, if you want to watch past and future episodes, the Hot Talk Show, the YouTube page is the Hot Talk Show 92, and the Facebook page is the Hot Talk Show, and the Instagram is the Hot Talk Show 92. Once again, if you want to watch past fire and future episodes, the YouTube page is the Hot Talk Show 92, and the Facebook page is the Hot Talk Show, and the Instagram page is the Hot Talk Show 92. And we also doing every first month of the month that we're doing the Hot Talk Showcase. The Hot Talk Showcase is anybody who got any special talent. If you're a rapper, singer, dancer, you want to showcase your talent on the Hot Talk Show, bring it. So the email for the Hot Talk Show, for the Hot Showcase is the Hot Talk Show 92 at gmail.com. Once again, the email for the Hot Showcase is the Hot Talk Show. The email for the Hot Talk Show, it's the Hot Talk Show. Now I'm tired, bro. 92 at gmail.com. I'm about to run on some booty right now, Jim. You ain't the only one running on some fucking booty. Yo, bro, I'm high at y'all. I appreciate y'all. We got your ready. You got any closing words you want to say, bro?
Man, appreciate you inviting me on to discussion. Great conversation, man. Everything was great, man. I really enjoyed it. And hopefully next time, if there ever comes another topic you want to talk about, hit me up.
Doing it. Y'all appreciate y'all. Yo, we out. And thank y'all for chiming in. We out.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Love you, boy.